Hello everyone and welcome. What are you doing? Can you get out from under my feet? Thank you. Max is a little all over the place. Okay, it is cold. I'm in my office. It's cold down here, so I have the heating pad going on my back, and even though my back is nice and toasty warm, my arms are freezing. So I have my book lover cape from my Wool of Winters book mystery box. And, oh man, so cozy. Okay, this vlog, I almost said vlog, I'm watching someone's vlog. This video is all about readathons that take place over the entire month of, or not month, entire year of 2024 that I will be trying to participate in. Some of these are ones that I've just decided to do on my own, and others are ones that I have found. There are a few that I will mention, and I'll go ahead and mention these ones first. There's a few that did readathons this year, but I have not heard anything as of yet, and today is November 25th. So I don't know if they're going to do it again. A lot of these have done things every year. Some of them, this was their first year doing a particular readathon. So I'm just going to keep an eye out, see if they're going to continue to do it, if they've decided to stop, or whatever the case is. If they decide to continue to do it, I will add it to my notebook. This is full, it's over halfway full or about halfway full of prompts. So the ones I do not have in here yet, now there are some that I don't know if they're going to do it again that I already have written down just in case. I already have the pages slotted for them, but these ones I don't know. One, I can't remember the name of the readathon. And two, I don't know how many pages to reserve, like if they're going to do 20 prompts or 52 prompts, or exactly what's going to happen there. So the ones that I'm not sure on how many pages to reserve for that is one, and I can't remember the name, and I'm sure once someone will mention it, but it's Kayla from Books and Lala. It's her readathon that she's done for several years now. So I'm hoping there'll be a 2024 edition, but there's no word yet. Again, today's November 25th. So I imagine these ones will start popping up in December at some point, but I will add that once I know what prompts, if one, she is going to do it, if she's passed it on to someone else, which that's always a possibility, and then what the prompts will be. Number two is that I have no information on is this year in 2023, we did a year in Aldea, something like that, but it's a year-long magical readathon, which was hosted by G, and that was fun. And I'm going to put everyone's channels that I mentioned in the description box. If they don't have a YouTube channel that I'm aware of, but they do have a website, that will be in the description box. So all of that will be in the description box. So if G does another year in Aldea, or she changes the name or something else, if she does another one, another year-long readathon, I will enter that into my notebook. So the other booktuber that has done a readathon for at least the past couple of years that I'm aware of, I just have December to do for this one, and that is the one hosted by Completely Melanie. I don't remember the name of her readathon, TBR Knockout, anyway, whatever it is, Completely Melanie, if she's deciding to do it again in 2024, I will enter that into my notebook. The other three, which these are ones that I completely don't know how many prompts they're going to do, if they even do them again in 2023. There's one that I found for, it's called Smuthood, and they did one this year where it's all romance book tropes, and so it's just to read, and there was like less than 50, but more than 20 prompts to try to get. The other one, these two, the other one I think was 52, but this was one that was hosted by Barnes & Noble, and theirs was like adult prompts, young adult, and children's, but I just kind of did away with the age category. And the third one I'm going to keep an eye out for, which I think they've done every year for a while, is Pop Sugar. Some years when I've looked at the prompts have been better than others in my opinion, but actually rather liked a lot of the prompts in 2024 for Pop Sugar. And the thing with Pop Sugar is they have their standard prompts, but then they have an advanced version, which is like 8 to 10 prompts or something like that. So those are the ones I'm still waiting on information, partly because I don't know what they're going to call the readathon, if it's going to be called the same, and 2, I don't even remember what the name of the readathon is right off. So I do not have these ones in yet. So, but at some point they will be entered into the notebook if they do the readathons again. So let's talk about all these readathons. So one is a readathon that I host, and that's Autism Reads. This is a year-long readathon. I have picked a book. I have the first 3 books for 2024 picked. And so the link to the Discord channel for this is always in the description box. We read a book a month, and I started this in like February of this year, 2023. So, but in 2023, I was like, it has to have either rep or written by an autistic author or both. I am only going to focus on the books have to be written by someone who is confirmed to be on the autism spectrum. So for January, I have A Girl Like Her by Talia Hibbert, and I am being much more conscientious of rotating age categories. So it's not all going to be middle grade or anything. This will rotate adult, young adult, middle grade. February, I have 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews, and March is Ways to Be Me by Libby Scott and Rebecca Westcott. The duo author for the Ways to Be Me, I believe it's Libby that's autistic. So those are the only books. I don't have picks for the rest of the year yet. This next one, I'm hoping, this is one I can just tear this page out and use it as a notes page for work if she doesn't do this. So the channel is Tibera's Den, and she has done a, let me grab my other notebook. I think it's this one. Genre-a-thon? Yes, it's Whitney from Tibera's Den, and she has done for 2023 a genre-a-thon. So each month was a different genre or theme. So I have a page slotted for that if she decides to do this again in 2024. Fingers crossed she does, but if she doesn't, that is okay. The same thing goes for this following booktuber. Is Amy from TBR Reads. Amy plays the game of Bookish Life. It is a fantastic, fabulous TBR game. It's really fun. Life is my favorite board game. I love Life. Growing up, I just wish, I mean, my mom will play every once in a while, but I wish I had someone in my life that liked to play board games that would play Life with me. I would be playing Life a lot. So, anyway. So Amy, I fell off the wagon, unfortunately, in 2023, so I kind of gave up on that, but I'm hoping Amy will continue to do viewer prompts into 2024, so I do have a page dedicated for Amy, for her channel, TBR Reads, for the TBR Bookish Game of Life, if she decides to continue on with the viewer prompts. Again, I'll just tear this page out of my notebook if she decides not to do that. And I'll use it for notes for work. So either way, the page will get used. The other one I am going to be working on. Okay, so unfortunately I am completely blanking on this creator's name, but the game is A Tales from Two Trails, and it is hosted by Expedition Through Pages. She did just put out a video where she is going to make some changes, where they're going to be teams for the next round. I did not participate in the one for 2023. Unfortunately, for me, I've got to know all of the prompts, and I missed like the first several months. I am a fairly recent subscriber over just the past couple of months, and I just wasn't going to go back and get all of the prompts and all of that. So I'm going to wait until 2024 starts. Hopefully she'll continue into 2024, and we'll do that. So I have a slot for that. Next, I joined Allison's Patreon, and this is from Allison Pages. This is actually a book club readathon type of a thing. She has already put out the first 3 books of the month. So for January, and I'll insert images of these, January, the book club is going to be reading Tress of the Emerald Sea, excuse me, by Brandon Sanderson. February, the selection is Sula by Toni Morrison. And March is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. So those are selections for Allison Page's book club. I've decided to join that. Allison does talk about her chronic health and talks about autism, and so she's a fellow autistic YouTuber, and her channels are awesome. I love watching her channels, and so yeah, I have joined, and I will be trying to participate in the readathon. This other one is not hosted. This is one I just decided I wanted to try, and I've heard someone else mention this, but this is a read by numbers. And so my goal is to read a book, and there's no set time frame as far as like January, February, March. This is just whenever throughout the year, and I don't have to do this in any particular order, but it's read by numbers. And so I have to read a book that has a number in the title. For example, One by One by Ruth Ware would count for the number 1. Two Wicked Desserts would count for the number 2, etc. I have 1 through 12 selected, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So 1 through 12. I think 11 and 12 are going to be hard. I think 1 through 10 might be quite a bit easier. 6 of Crows would work for 6. So yeah, so that's my options. The number has to be in the title. If there's anything, I have room on my page so that if I come with like 27 paths to hell or something like that, I can write 27, so the actual number, in case I come across something greater than 12. I think 11 and 12 are going to be fairly difficult. That's my prediction. I think anything more than that will be even more difficult. Okay. This next year-long readathon that I will be participating in is one that I'm just going to do on my own. I did this in 2023, and that is the Alphabet Challenge. Now I'm doing this 2 separate ways. I have the title alphabet challenge, and then I have the author alphabet challenge. So for the title alphabet challenge, it has to be like K, like Knight, it would be King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. If she had the word the, so it would be the King of Scars, I would not count that. So I will not be including a, and the word the. Okay, I don't even think I'll include if something starts with of. I won't be doing that one. So it has to actually start with the letter A through Z. Now for the author portion of that, if their book goes on the title alphabet challenge, that I will not include it for the author alphabet challenge unless I read a second book by that author. And then I can count it for the author portion. So either the first name or the last name has to start with the letter. If something is like, let's just use Leigh Bardugo again. If she used L and then Bardugo, then I have to go with only the last name. So initials do not count. If they have a first, middle, and last name, I can use any of them. But typically, it's more than likely going to be the first of the last name. So, A through Z on that one as well. Okay. Next is Caitlin E. has been doing a covered book club. I am part of a Discord channel for that. I'm not very active on there. I'm not very active on there, but I still like to see what other people are reading and stuff. So has done where usually it has had to do with the appearance, like flowers on the cover. Right now for November, it is a ripped page image type thing on the cover. I have not found anything like that yet. So, but something kind of more aesthetic with the book. I'm hoping that she'll do it again in 2024. If not, that is okay. But I'm hoping she'll do it again. Okay. So next is a readathon that I would like to participate in. There was a recent announcement channel. I saw the first announcement video on Amy's channel from TBR Reads, and I have decided to try to participate in this year. I have ordered the first book. And this is for BookStara Readalong, where there's 3 series that we'll be reading for 2024. January will be Jade City by Fonda Lee. I have ordered that book. I'm waiting for that to come in. March will be Jade War, and May will be Jade Legacy, all by Fonda Lee. I have not ordered Jade War and Jade Legacy yet. I want to make sure I like Jade City first. And then the series that we'll be reading after that starts in July, and that is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. We will be reading this series, and I know there is a 1.5. I think it's 1.5. Anyway, I will be getting that, but I'm going to let myself wait for however long I need to for that. But A Good Girl's Guide to Murder we'll be reading in July. That will be a reread for me. I absolutely enjoyed that book. I do already own, I got for Christmas last year in 2022, I believe, Good Girl, Bad Blood. So I already have that one on my bookshelf upstairs. And then I will be ordering at some point As Good as Dead, which is book 3 in that series. So I am planning on participating there if I can. Now, I think pretty much the rest of these, I can tell you what the prompts are. I will list the website for each of these readathons in the description box so that you can check them out, because I am going to go fairly quick on this. And this first one is from the 52 Book Club. Again, the website for all of these will be in the description box if you want to check it out. For the 52 Book Club, I believe there's 52 prompts. Yes, 52 prompts. So a lot of the books that I read throughout 2024 will overlap and will go on several of these readathons. So the prompts that we have are A Locked Room Mystery, Bibliosmella. I think I wrote that wrong. Anyway, this is to read a smelly book, however you interpret that. A book that has more than 40 chapters, has lowercase titles on the spine, Magical Realism, Women in STEM, at least 4 different POVs. And some of these I won't know, obviously, that they fit the prompt until I read the book. Features the Ocean, a character-driven novel, told in non-chronological order. Title starting with the letter K, like kite. Title starting with the letter L, like love. An academic thriller, a grieving character, part of a duology. An omniscient narrator, however you say that, nominated for the Booker Prize. So like this one, I'm going to have to do more research on that. So, an apostrophe in the title, a buddy read. That one will be easy. A revenge story, written by a ghostwriter, a plot similar to another book, the other book with a similar plot, a cover without people on it, an author everyone has read except you, a hybrid genre, by a neurodivergent author, a yellow spine, published in a year of the dragon. Now, I did look this one up so I could have this notated on the page. These include the years 1928, 1940, 1952, 1964, 1976, 1988, 2000, 2012, and 2024. Picked without reading the blurb. Includes a personal phobia. More than likely, I'll do something with spiders on that one. Time frame spans a week or less. An abrupt ending. Set in a landlocked country. Title matches lyrics from a song. Has a futuristic technology. Palindrome on the cover. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look that up. Published by Hachette. Nonfiction recommended by a friend. So if you have a nonfiction book, recommend it in the description box. Yeah, I can definitely use, there's a lot of prompts that have to deal with nonfiction. So recommend me your favorite nonfiction books, nonfiction authors in the description box, please. Set during a holiday you don't celebrate. I don't celebrate Hanukkah, so I will probably pick a book that takes place over Hanukkah. A sticker on the cover. Author debut in second half of 2024. About finding identity. Includes a wedding. Chapter headings have dates. See, so some of these are going to take a little bit of investigating. Featuring Indigenous culture. Now my plan for this one, I know I have Indigenous ancestry. Used to be, I thought it was Cherokee. I was always told it was Cherokee, but it turns out it is not Cherokee. It is another Indigenous group that starts with the letter C. I do not remember the name of it though. But I would like to delve into my ancestry with that Indigenous culture. So featuring that Indigenous culture, I hope. And I think this is a group from like the Oklahoma area. Next up I have self-insert by an author. I'm going to have to do some research on that because I'm not understanding that one. Next I have the word secret in the title. Set in a city starting with the letter M, like Massachusetts. A musical instrument on the cover. Related to the word wild. Published in 2024. Okay, this next one is from Read with Allison. And these include the following prompts. A 2023 bestseller. Genre, sci-fi. And there's 52 for this one as well. 52 prompts. Yep, 52 prompts for this one as well. Moving on, I have a 5-star prediction. Set on a different continent. Book in a series. Recommended by a friend. Recommend your books in the description box. On your TBR for 2 or more years. Book about siblings. More than 300 pages. Book featuring nature. Set in a state you'd like to live in. Recommended on TikTok. Now, I don't have a TikTok, so I'm gonna take some research. 4 words in the title. Set in a different time period. Book you already own. That'll be easy. Green cover. Genre, romance. Book with a map. A banned book. Color in the title. Genre, celebrity memoir. Set in the decade you were born. Genre, thriller. About a different culture than your own. Childhood favorite. Book from a subscription box. Book about a road trip. Second chance author. Listen to an audiobook. That'll be easy for me. Title starts with the letter D like Delta. Lowest rated on your TBR. Protagonist with a unique occupation. Set at a college. Genre, contemporary fiction. Mood read. Set in a small town. Genre, fantasy. A library book. Book featuring technology. Orange font on the cover. A debut author. Book with an isolated setting. Genre, mystery. Book that intimidates you. Character's name and title. Genre, nonfiction. So that's going to come up quite a bit. Out of your comfort zone. Book featuring sports. Holiday themed plot. Book everyone is talking about. 2024 new release. And red and green on the cover. Next up is one that I just decided to do, and my goal is to read a book that takes place in each of the 50 states in the United States. So I have all 50 states listed: Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. So I want to read a book that takes place in one of those states. If it doesn't specifically mention a state, but it says like Denver, unless there's multiple cities in multiple, or a city in multiple states named Denver, then I'll probably just assume it's Denver, Colorado. I think Springfield takes place in several different states as well. So that would be one I do not do unless it specifically says like Springfield, Illinois or something like that. Okay, next I have Beyond the Bookends. This one only has 12 prompts and this is per month, 1 prompt per month. So January is a book adapted to the screen. Could be a movie, could be TV, but it just says to the screen. February is fake dating. March, middle grade realistic fiction. April, fiction set abroad. May, biographical fiction. June, animal novel. July, YA fantasy. August, fashion fiction or nonfiction. September, coming of age novel. October, I felt like I said that weird, historical mystery. November, feel good nonfiction. So as you can see, nonfiction's coming up a lot, so please recommend the nonfictions. December is a holiday story. Moving on, I have Booklist Queen. And for Booklist Queen, we have 52 prompts. They include You Meant to Read Last Year, Goodreads winner in 2023, About Mental Health, 5-star read, an audiobook, set in the 1950s, unreliable narrator, book becoming a movie in 2024, with an epilogue, about starting over, author you love, flowers on the cover, title starts with B like Bravo, published in 2014, purple cover, historical mystery, with multiple points of view, a book you couldn't put down, 1-word title, debut author, 2023 best bookseller, intriguing premise, a friend's favorite book, author, about secrets, bottom of your to-read list, your favorite genre, character who is an actor, recommended on a podcast, set in Paris, ugly cover, set in a small town, 3 books by the same author. So 1, 2, and 3. So that prompt is on there 3 times. Okay. A quick read, set during autumn, classic by a female author, memoir by a person you admire, about an historical event, written under a pseudonym, legal thriller, fantasy book, popular book you've never read, inspiring nonfiction, genre you don't usually read, 2024 new release, you own but haven't read, book about books, book everyone is talking about, book with a place in the title, and finally reread a favorite. Moving on, I have Bibliolife Style, and there are 12 prompts for this one. They include a book on LGBTQ plus rights, a self-help book, a book about environmental issues, about cultural diversity, about the hashtag #MeToo movement, a memoir by an activist or trailblazer, explores current events. And these are not divided by months. This is just 12 prompts, so to do whenever. Continuing on, about mental health, explores belonging, about challenging social or societal norms, memoir by a refugee or asylum seeker, and about indigenous culture. So I think this one's going to be mostly what I would use for a lot of the nonfiction stuff. I think 2024 is going to be a year of nonfiction, and I think out of all of the readathons, if one's going to be harder for me to fulfill, this is the one. So this will definitely be a more challenging one, is my prediction for me to fulfill. Next are prompts by novelist. There are 12 prompts, 1 prompt per month. So January is to read a 2023 debut. February, romance with Asian characters. March, page to screen book within the last 5 years. April, group read. The group has to be 2 or more people. That'll be easy. May, standalone manga or book 1 in a manga series. June, a novella. July, set in Australia or New Zealand. August, a dark fantasy. September, cozy mystery. October, horror or ghost story. November, by an Indigenous author. December, award-winning book from the last 3 years. Okay, so this next one is the motif or readathon or a theme readathon. This is on Instagram, so I will link the Instagram in the description box. There is a motif or a book theme to read each month. January, red carpet reads. February, dynamic duo. March, thrill me. April, who's in charge here? May, face off. June, comedy club. July, creature feature. August, seasons, elements, and weather. September, story of survival. October, wicked good reads. November, an oldie but a goodie. And December, cover love. This next one is under the same Instagram channel, so both of these will be by this Instagram group. This next one is for keyword. This is to read every month. There's a list of keywords, and your challenge is to read a book that contains that keyword in the title. So January, the keywords are secret, heaven, true, house, come, only, know, like K-N-O-W, and winter. And you don't have to do all of them. It has to be at least one of those keywords. The more, great, but at least one of those keywords. February is heir, like the heir to the kingdom, so H-E-I-R. So heir, knight, N-I-G-H-T, bride, down, women, hand, teach, and guest. The words for March are story, hunt, plot, city, you, cry, another, paint. April, the words are darling, funny, familiar, somewhere, list, meet, M-E-E-T, never, and word. For May, they are library, dark, drown, X, like E-X, iron, done, love, and stranger. For June, we have ink, fragile, road, summer, breath, every, push, and story. Or excuse me, not story, sorry. I read my writing wrong. July, we have mine, again, honey, paradise, still, club, train, and legend. For August, we have school, cut, sky, fate, wing, belong, justice, and way. For September, we have twice, world, man, quiet, sweet, hold, shallow, and invisible. October is vampire, here, H-E-R-E, mist, death, one, O-N-E, missing, bite, and witch, W-I-T-C-H. November is spice, life, hello, keep, truly, couple, joy, and young. And then finally, the words for December are snow, season, ice, merry, M-E-R-R-Y, like Merry Christmas, white, under, mistletoe, and in, I-N-N. Okay, next is the romance book readathon. And this is, you either have a type of romance book, or there is a kind of like a prompt if you don't want to have, if you've read something that doesn't fit or don't want to read that particular romance type, romance subgenre, then there is another prompt that you can go with. So it's one or the other. And it's one per month. So for January, your options are to read a dark romance or a 2023 title you didn't get to yet. February, it is to read a spicy romance or a romance novella. March is a contemporary romance or a new to you author. April is a new adult romance or a new favorite trope. May is romantic suspense or BIPOC author. June is a sports romance or choose by its cover. July, summer romance or an audiobook. August, romantic comedy or inspires travel. Okay. September is historical romance or made into a movie or TV show. October is fantasy or paranormal romance or an indie author. November is a YA romance or reread a favorite. And then December is a holiday romance or a social media recommendation. Okay, so this other one is part of the Discord group that I'm a part of. I'll try to link the Discord group in the description box if I have the clearance to do that. But the goal is to read diversely. So there is a book, this is more like a book club. So there is a book that has been selected for each month of the year. So in January, we have a Pacific Islander author, and so the book is The Bone People by Carrie Hulme. February, author of Color, House of Color by Monica Brashears. March, author over 60, Oryx and Crake by Margaret Atwood. April, a Muslim author, All My Rage by Saba Tahir. May, an Asian American author. The selection is The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshani Chokshi, and this one I think I got from a book box. June, LGBTQ plus author, Gunkel Abroad by Stephen Rowley. July, author with a disability, True Biz by Sarah Novik. August, Palestinian author, Evil Eye by Etaf Rum. September, a Latinx author, Family Lore by Elizabeth Acevedo. October, African author, Lucky Girl by Irene Mukemi Ndritu. I'm sorry I said that wrong. I know I did. I'm sorry. November, Indigenous author, Never Whistle at Night by Shane Hawk. And then December is a Jewish author, Codename Sapphire by Pam Jenoff. The same Discord group is also doing memoirs in 2024, one memoir book a month. January, the selection is Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. February, Counting the Cost by Jill Duggar. March, If You Would Have Told Me by John Stamos. April is Hijab Butch Blues by Lamia H. May is A Living Remedy by Nicole Chung. June, Thicker Than Water by Kerry Washington. July, Normal Family by Christella Bilton. August, Madly Deeply by Alan Rickman. September, They Called Us Enemy by George Taki, Justin Isinger, and Stephen R. Scott. October, 84 Charming Cross Road by Helene Hanff. November, The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, and December, Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith. I know 4. The Duggar one I've heard of, but I know nothing about that family. I've never watched I think there's a show. Is it on? I don't even know what it's on. Netflix, Hulu, HBO, whatever. Never saw any of that. But that's it. Those so far are all of the readathons that I have the prompts for. Again, there are some that I'm waiting on. Some they will release monthly. Like Whitney from Tibbera's Den, if Amy does it, and Expedition 3 Pages, those you won't find the prompts out until they film it, like the month prior type of a situation. And others, Kayla from Books and Lala, G from Book Roast, Pop Sugar, Barnes & Noble, if there's a Smut Hood one, and Completely Melanie. So Kayla, G, and Melanie, if they do another round in 2024, I'm waiting for those announcement videos or announcement posts to see what those prompts will be. And then I will just keep checking Google for Barnes & Noble if they do it, Pop Sugar, and for a Smut Hood one. So that's it. Let me know, is there a readathon in 2024 that you will be participating in? I do know there's another one that I am actually not going to do, and that's because the theme is one that I just never really cared for. I never got into this fandom, and that's Pokemon, and I think it's called Bookemon. I may change my mind and just challenge myself. I mean, why not? So I'm on the fence, I should say. I said I was not going to do it, but now I'm on the fence. I'll try and decide. But those are the readathons that I'm planning on participating in 2024. What are the ones that you are planning on participating in any? Let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below. And again, the channels mentioned and the websites for these readathons, and in one case the Instagram handle, will all be in the description box. So if you want, I know I went a little fast, so if you want to print out the prompts or write them down or anything, the websites and everything will be in the description box, so you can go and check them out. So yes, talk to me in the comment section below, and until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I'll talk to you later.